The tram's right here. We're going on another one. I'm going to be on the other side.
I'll get on right now. Yeah, that needs to be on the outside.
Folks, if you are traveling with children who are under the age of 10 or whose feet are not touching the floor, they need to be in one of the two middle seats of each row. If you are traveling with children whose feet don't touch the floor, they need to be in a middle seat. Back against the seat, feet touch the floor, otherwise in a middle seat.
We can hold it up here. We'll get it. We'll put it right here.
All right, we're gonna be ready. We're gonna have it move.
4'7" frame.
I got 64. How many shots? 62?
We're moving.
Welcome back aboard for your tour of Arlington National Cemetery. My name is Daniel. Our driver is Tammy. Our next stop is the Memorial Amphitheater with the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Please remain seated. Keep hands, fingers, cameras, cell phones inside the vehicle.
Thank you.
On the driver's side, did I already tell you about this? This is Matthew Henson here with the black grave marker. Behind him, the white globe is Rear Admiral Robert Perry.
Thank you.
A pair of Arctic explorers who went to the North Pole together in 1909. Matthew Henson was the first American to reach the North Pole, although credit was long denied to him because he was African American. Ahead of us is Admiral Ben Morrell, the father of the CVs, the Navy Construction Battalion. They were instrumental in the island hopping campaign in the Pacific in World War II. Combat engineers building everything from tennis courts to frontline airfields, highways, port facilities, and everything in between. Fighting with the mottos can do, and we fight, we build, halfway between us and the oak tree. 4 stars for Ben Morrell, father of the Seabees. General John J. Pershing, who commanded American Expeditionary Force in World War I. All the Americans sent to Europe during that war, after which he was awarded the title General of the Armies. Considered equivalent to a 6-star rank, the only living person to receive that title. It was posthumously granted to George Washington and Ulysses Grant. As General of the Armies, General Pershing had his choice of burial locations and grave markers in the cemetery, and his request was to be on a hill overlooking his doughboys. He is at the peak of the hill in section 34 to the right of the blue spruce tree, honoring World War I. To the left of the spruce tree are his two grandsons who served in Vietnam. He does in fact look out over his doughboys here in section 18 and 20. This is our stop for General Pershing. We're not letting anybody off here because there's not going to be a pickup vehicle behind us. Our next stop is the Memorial Amphitheater, changing of guard to the unknown soldier. Please remain seated. Keep hands, fingers, cameras, and cell phones inside the vehicle. On the driver's side is section 18, Corporal John Pruitt of the United States Marine Corps, one of General Pershing's doughboys, and one of only 19 men to receive the Congressional Medal of Honor twice, in his case for actions on the same day, October 3rd, 1918. Corporal Pruitt killed 2 German soldiers, captured their 2 machine guns, and then captured alive 40 German soldiers. The following day, October 4th, 1918, Corporal Pruitt was killed by German artillery. It was his 22nd birthday. He was nominated for and would receive 2 Congressional Medals of Honor, one from the Army, one from the Navy. He was a Marine serving in an Army division. On the driver's side, the gray cross is the Argonne Cross, honoring all-American involvement in World War I. The trees around the Argonne Cross to remind us of the Battle of the Argonne Forest.
Yeah, I want to know.
Traditional in the early 20th century to open new sections of the cemetery for a new war and to place a memorial in that section to that war. Passenger side, section 11, 6 rows black grave marker Conrad, Charles P. Conrad, commanded Apollo 12. He was the 3rd man to walk on the moon. Francis Gary Powers, the U-2 pilot shot down over the Soviet Union during the Cold War, is here. Section 3, behind section 11, Virgil I. Gus Grissom, commander of Apollo 1, caught fire on the launch pad, killing all 3 crew members. A memorial for the crew of Apollo 1 next to his grave. Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, guarded 24 hours a day by the 3rd Regiment of Infantry. The Old Guard, been performing this duty every day since 1948. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This time of year, they hold the changing of the guard twice each hour, on the hour and on the half hour. They ask for complete silence, including cell phones and electronic devices. Please no eating, smoking, drinking, talking, or gum chewing in the presence of the tomb. Photography is welcome, but no flash. House-shaped monument of the Battle of the Bulge Memorial. Section 21 on the driver's side, the nurses section. Statue of a World War I nurse looking out of her charge of nearly 600 fellow nurses of the Spanish-American and First World Wars, including Lieutenant Colonel Ray Landy, a pioneer in public health services. Up on top of the hill, Secretary of State John Foster Dulles from Dulles International Airport is named. Chief Justice of the Supreme Court Earl Warren is on top of the hill. Next name is Associate Justice Arthur Goldberg. Tall column with the eagle is the Spanish-American War Memorial. The 4 cannon in front were captured in Havana, Cuba. In 1898, the 2 black cannon in the middle were used during the war. On the passenger side, in front of the small cherry tree gap and the grave markers to the right of the gap, Colonel John Glenn of the Mercury 7, first American to orbit the Earth. And on the driver's side, large tree with a paved walkway around it, the grave of Major Audie Murphy, one of the most decorated soldiers of World War II. And out in the field, 3 memorial markers with bronze plaques for the space shuttles Challenger and Columbia and the attempted rescue of Iran hostages in 1980. This is our stop for the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Next changing of the guard is in about 20 minutes on the far side of the Memorial Amphitheater. The pickup point